Hey guys, so yeah, I got really bummed yesterday. That point was coming out amazing when I snapped the base off of the stem point. And sometimes it's good to just get some new eyes on the piece. I mean, I knew I'd still be able to get a point out of the broken piece, at least like a bird point, because lots of the points I make are from waste flakes anyway. Like I picked up a bunch of the brokes at the last snap in I went to and stuff. But basically that broke off, and this morning just with the abrading stone I already got it back almost in the shape of like a stem point. This is going to be the tough part right here. I'll probably end up losing some more width, but I'm hoping I can shoot some from the bottom there and get some of that ridge off, and that way I don't have to lose too much of the ridge, but I'm hoping I can still get a nice point at it. I almost dropped it on the metal again. I keep doing that. But yep, let's see what I can do, man. This thing might still have some hope for it. So okay, so what I'm going to try to do is raise this edge right here, so maybe I can shoot a flake up into that. Because if I don't get that ridge off and I end up having to lose that whole side, then there goes all my width. So that's like my only shot at saving the length of this thing. But let's see what we can do. I'm going to lose a little bit of length down here. Kind of just straighten that stem out. Okay. Just a little bit more. Platform has to look right. Okay, with a little grindage, that's probably gonna be good. Everybody gets a crack out of my. I lost one of my nice abrading stones at the nap-in, so I've just been using this paver. You can see all the wear marks into it. The only time it'll get you sometimes is some of the aggregate that's in here. If there's a big piece of rock, sometimes that can kind of catch and I'll actually do a little chip, but it works pretty good. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but everybody gets a crack out of it, gets a kick out of it. Wish me luck, fellas. Would you look at that, man? That got the majority of that thickness off. Woohoo! If I can get one more there, I might be in business. There she goes, man. And see, so thinning that ridge out, now I just have that little square, which I'm going to lose a lot less width than I would have before. So that edge is really, really thin, so I think I'm just going to grind that down. Dude, that's awesome. Okay, let's work on the symmetry on this point. What's going on now that it's all jacked up? Oh shit, the base sticks way farther out here. It's gonna get super hot again, man. Super, super hot. The heat's coming, so that's kind of a freaking bummer. I really was miserable in most of the month of August. It really impacted my flint napping. Oh, look at that. Man, that was a nice thinning flake. gonna get super hot again, man. Super hot. The heat's coming, so that's kind of a freaking bummer. I really was miserable in most of the month of August. Really impacted my flint napping. Well, look at that. Man, that was a nice thinning flake. That's all I was trying to do, was get that tip thinned down a little bit. These paleos are just a little more blunt shape there on the tip. Real wide point. I don't know why I'm fascinated by the paleo. Like, some of the paleo stuff seems more advanced than the later stage stuff. So to me, it's almost like we went backwards in time. I don't know if an event happened or something, but it seems like some of the technology we went backwards a little bit when I compare some of the paleo looking stuff. Why did that crunch? Not terrible, but it did crunch. Okay, I think I'll indirect or pressure flake that. Just right there at the tip only. Let's worry about the symmetry. Maybe I can shoot one there. Oh, come on, bro. I mishit. Went in too far. Pressure flake, I'll probably have to deal with that square edge. Okay, let's deal with that tip. These are pretty good. They're dusty from being outside, but they totally surround your face. So with obsidian, I like to wear those a lot of times just to protect my eyes. So that's too risky. The perfect flake would be to do a direct percussion right there and run it back, but it's too risky to break it. So I'm gonna have to try to do pressure flake. That sounded like a great flake. Yep, look at that. That thing ran all the way down. Did a lot of inward pressure on that one. There's a high spot there. One more high spot here. Nice flake. Yeah, that tip straightened out quite a bit. Okay, hopefully there's a good ridge there. flake shot, but it hung up a little bit there. I'm sure that'll come off. Okay, see that low spot right there hanging off to this side, the platform. That's a good platform. Just got to be careful not to overshoot it, so I'm going to shoot the flake down towards the middle of the point. If I put all that pressure and shoot across, it's going to take this whole side off. So I'm going to go at an angle. Yep. See, just that little flake that went from there to there, and if I had gone that way, it would have reached this side and overshot and taken the other side off. So at least I'm learning the direction of some of the flakes to take when you're near the tip of the point. There was another long flake from there to there. It's kind of a funky, weird platform over here, and it sticks out anyway. So we nip a little bit of that away. Really want to take a flake into that right here on that to take some of this high ridge off. Let's see what happens. This is as good as I can ask. See that ridge, how those flakes like to follow that ridge? It went along that whole thing and peeled that whole thing off. That was perfect. Now I just got to get this stem squared away. Oh, I almost dropped it again. Jeez Louise, Jesse. My hands are way too big and I constantly drop the points. I'm like fumbly. Arrowhead, and sometimes you can talk them into it and sometimes it's just not going to happen, and that's okay. Get some of that thickness on. This would be one of those against all odds points if I get it. Okay, so see, I want to get a flake to go down here and take all this mess off, but see how the platform hangs down and it's going to this side, so that's never going to work. So I have to fix that platform to go to that side, otherwise it's just not going to work. So without losing too much of the edge, just change that angle a little nip, and it should change the platform just enough to where I can do it. Alright, wish me luck. Got all that junk out, but it still did a kind of a weird flake. But at least I kept the width, so now hopefully some pressure flaking retouch will fix it. go. That got a lot of that thickness off. And I've never struggled with a piece of obsidian so much in my life, but it's a beautiful piece and I definitely want to get a point out of it. Look at that convexity, man, right there. Those 5 flakes just totally fix that side. We'll do the same thing here. There we go. Okay, a couple on that side. That really thinned that down nice. Got an ugly spot right here. Let's see here. I shot it into that dip and it stopped. Platform wasn't right to get that step off, but now I think it's gonna work, so let's see what happens. There we go. Damn, that took a lot of force for obsidian. There's another one. And them flakes are flying now. It's crazy on these paleo shapes. Once you get the convexity, those flakes just start rolling, and man, they start flying. Again, be careful, man. Overshot, be wary, overshot. Think about it. Push hard, but not crazy hard. Perfect. Okay, one here. Oh, that crushed a tiny bit, but it still worked. Ooh, I gotta get that. Oh yeah, that's all. Just trash, little small top layer. That's broke, I can see it. Okay, now I got a high spot here, and that's it. Once I get that evened out, this thing will be good to go. It was close to an overshot too. And I will warn you, man, on other stones like good flints and stuff, grinding that much as I am, you will never get the flakes to detach. That edge will be too robust. Even this I struggle on the obsidian, but I'd rather do that and have to press extra hard than rather have the platform crush on the edge and then get a big old step. So on basalt and obsidian, I probably overgrind it, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Can always rework an edge if I had to. Look at that. Just those 2 flakes totally fixed that side, a lot of it. There's some more. Yeah, that side, this side's beautiful. That side was ugly. Shot right into that mass there. Okay. Don't want to lose any more width, but I got that kind of nasty spot. See if I can get one or 2 more flakes and get some of that junk off. Either gonna break it or not. I just got it. It reached the center and took that hump off, man. Excellent.